Katherine Robertson is a district nurse. Originally from Germany, she married a local wood contractor. Her sighting was made dramatic by the addition of another dimension. She and her friend were taking photographs by the Loch.
And I walked back a bit and took her picture, and as I handed back the camera, I noticed this huge animal. It just was swimming right along the shore, you know, and it was about 42 to 43 feet long. It had a huge bulky body and two hams, and the body was sort of heaving out and in, and there was sort of a noise. This noise came from it, and the body was grey, like an elephant skin sort of, and it had a long thin neck. It was about 16 to 18 feet out of the water, and the head was like a shape of a horse's head. You know, it had no dome, and it was huge, the head, but compared to the body, it was small. And I couldn't keep my eyes off that head, you know. It was absolutely terrific, you know. It looked as if it looked towards us, you know, but I'm sure it didn't. But the whole surrounding of the head was white, and in the middle of it was a darker spot, you know. But it couldn't be the eye, the darker spot, because it must have been huge, enormous, if it had been the eye, you know. But it was all white around, and along the neck in the front it was white, you know. And mind you, it swam very, very slowly, quite along the shore there, and it's supposed to be very shallow there, you know. And then it went right opposite to Borlum there, you know, Borlum Farm. And then it contracted its hams. The hams became quite sort of high up, and it stood there static. And, you know, having lived here, well, at that time it was, 15 years. I'm living here now 20 years, and you hear sort of sightings, you know, and they say it's with a terrific speed it goes, but it didn't. But I was still sort of wanting to watch for the wash, you know, to come near the shore. And I told Ruth, my friend, I said, wait until the wash, it's bound to come. And here I saw quite a grey wave coming on. I said, look, that's this big wave coming on now. She says, no, look, it's another one. And this was the same. It was just 1/4 of the other one. It was much, much smaller. It had only one hump. It actually looked like a giant tortoise, and with the same long neck and this squarish sort of head, you know. And it was very boisterous. This one took a short route. It never swam along the bay there, you know. And we watched it, and it was so quick in its movements, you know. The skin on top of the whole body, it was loose, and it moved like that in a round sort of rocking way, you know. And that definitely was quite a distinctive sound it made, and it like a horse, you know, when it's feeding, and it made this, and you could hear the splatter of water, you know, on the surface. And then as this wee one caught up with the other one, they just subsided, and I suppose it must have been about 12 to 13 minutes that we watched it, the whole procedure, you know. That morning it was rather misty, you know, and then it became very, very hot, just a day like today, you know. And the visibility was clear, and the loch was absolutely calm. There was not a ripple on it. I couldn't sort of say quite exactly how far. I should think about 250 yards. Actually, a lady came and parked her car beside us. I went to her and introduced myself. I said, I am Mrs. Robertson. That there, I said, is the Loch Ness monster. And she looked down upon me as if I was mad, you know. Then she had binocular, she watched it, but she saw sort of only the tail end of the second one, you know. I wasn't afraid, also I was, what you called? I was you-struck. You know, I was eerie. It was eerie, really, to see a big thing like that. And I had goose pimples on my body. I would say it was a very shy animal and sort of a little bit stupid too, you know, but in a way proud as well. This was a living thing. These were two animals, definitely. There is no two doubt about in my mind. No wonder it's called monster, you know. I never had an imagination. It was so huge. And mind you, later on, I meet a lot of old people, and some of the old people still speak the Gaelic, you know, here. And there was a Smitty that were very old people, and they spoke the Gaelic between themselves. And I never let on about the noise because, you know, they probably calculate you are not really right in your head, you know. And this old lady once asked me, she said, Nash, have you seen the monster? She must have heard something. I said, yes. And then she spoke to her brother in Gaelic and something. And Yahushk, I heard, and I knew that Yahushk in Gaelic is a horse, a water horse or something. And they said, now, Jeannie, I said, do translate what you have said to Willie now, you know. And she said, well, no, I told her that you saw the snorting water horse. And I was taken quite aback. I said, the snorting water horse, now you tell me. I said, yes, she said, you see, that is a nickname we give it, we locals give to the horse. She says, you know, as we were small, and if we did something naughty, my parents would say, now, snorting water horse will get you, you know.